Okay, so picture this. You're holding a medicine vial, right? You pull out your smartphone, give it a quick scan, and bam, you instantly see exactly where it was made, who drove it to your city, and you know for sure that every single company that touched it was fully authorized. Or, hey, imagine scanning a luxury handbag and actually confirming its entire unalterable history before you drop thousands of dollars on it. Or, what if you could pinpoint the exact farm behind a contaminated batch of food in seconds instead of days? Well, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a deep dive into how that exact level of visibility is literally becoming a reality. But hey, before we really get going, welcome back, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed my last explainer on how Japan's supply chain system completely conquered the world. If you haven't checked that out yet, definitely give it a watch on the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to join the community so you never miss out. Anyway, our main goal today is to completely separate the blockchain hype from the actual hard business reality. We're cutting right through the buzzwords.
So here is our roadmap for today. We've got 1, the information gap, 2, unpacking blockchain, 3, real results, 4, tech limitations, 5, why cooperation is hard, and finally, 6, redesigning trust. We're going to look at the staggering successes and honestly, the sobering failures of this tech to get the full picture. Let's get into it. Section 1, the billion-dollar information gap and the cost of fragmented data. You see, to understand the solution, we've got to understand the massive problem first. Think about what happens when a product travels from a factory all the way to you. The supply chain is, well, it's dangerously fragmented. The manufacturer records their production in one totally isolated system. The logistics guys, they record transportation in an entirely different database. The distributor has their own records. The retailer has yet another version. Basically, everybody sees their own tiny piece of the puzzle, but almost nobody sees the whole chain. And that fragmentation creates some massive blind spots. And the financial stakes of those blind spots, they are absolutely staggering. Get this. The OECD estimates that counterfeit and pirated physical goods accounted for about $467 billion in 2021. Just to put that into perspective, that's a massive 2.3% of all global imports for the year. So we're not just talking about a minor inefficiency here, this is a huge drain on the global economy, and it's caused entirely by a lack of transparent data.
Oh, and it actually gets worse. Take food safety. Unsafe food created an estimated $310 billion in medical expenses and lost productivity worldwide in that exact same year. And I think this brilliantly illustrates a really crucial point. The supply chain's most expensive problem isn't always the physical transportation of goods. Actually, it's missing information. Because if we can't trace bad food or fake medicine quickly, people get hurt and economies lose hundreds of billions of dollars.
So the supply chain clearly has this massive information gap. How do we fix it? That brings us to Section 2, unpacking supply chain blockchain, beyond the crypto hype. We really need to define what blockchain actually looks like when you drop it into a commercial logistics setting.
At its core, a blockchain is basically a shared digital ledger filled with cryptographically signed records. But right here is where we absolutely have to separate logistics from cryptocurrency. Unlike those public crypto networks where literally anyone can join, most supply chains use what are known as permissioned networks. What that means is only approved participants, specific manufacturers, logistics providers, or regulators are actually allowed to submit or look at the information. Because it's a closed, governed system, that famous 51% attack stuff you hear about in crypto, it simply doesn't universally apply here. It's a completely different governance model.
So let's walk through how this builds a digital chain of custody. Step 1. A manufacturer produces a batch of medicine and records an event. That includes the batch number, the time, maybe a quality certificate. Step 2. The product moves to a distributor, and boom, another event is added. Step 3, it reaches the retailer, and that handover is recorded too. And the key here is that each of these steps is a cryptographically signed tamper-evident record. If anyone tries to alter a block, it creates a highly visible break in the chain. It creates this beautifully shared, unchangeable history of the product's journey.
Moving right along to Section 3, real results and case studies, validation in the market. Now that we've got the mechanics down, let's look at the proof. We're not just throwing theories around here. We're going to look at massive, real-world consortiums where this tech is delivering some incredible value in the market right now.
Just look at this speed-run comparison in food traceability. During an early pilot, tracing a single packet of sliced mangoes back to its source farm took Walmart almost 7 full days using conventional methods. 7 days to find the source of potentially contaminated food. But using a system built on Hyperledger Fabric blockchain, that exact same trace took, wait for it, approximately 2.2 seconds. I mean, wow. It reduces a week-long public health traceability nightmare to a literal blink of an eye.
And the scale of adoption across other industries is just as mind-blowing, honestly. In pharma, a massive pilot with IBM, KPMG, Merck, and Walmart proved that blockchain can absolutely support interoperable product tracing to keep fake medicines out. Over in luxury goods, the ARA Consortium reported more than 30 million products on their blockchain by 2024 to prove authenticity. In diamonds, De Beers reported that by August 2025, nearly 3 million individual diamonds had been registered on their tracker platform. I mean, this proves the multi-billion-dollar potential across some wildly different sectors.
But wait, let's pump the brakes for a second before we crown this the perfect solution to all of global trade's problems. Section 4. The unavoidable tech limitations and the hard truths. Look, any pragmatic industry insider will tell you this. Just because a highly secure digital record exists, that absolutely does not guarantee the physical product sitting right in front of you is authentic.
The crucial point to remember is the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. Blockchain does not authenticate reality all by itself. Let's say a criminal just copies the QR code from a genuine, super expensive luxury handbag, and then stitches that cloned code right onto a cheap counterfeit. Well, when a customer scans it, the genuine digital record is still going to pop up on their phone saying it's real. The ledger only protects the data after it's entered. It can't magically prove the original information was true, and it definitely can't stop a physical label from being copied. Which naturally brings us to Section 5, why cooperation is hardest, the human element. Because it brings up a really fascinating question. If this tech is so incredibly fast, and it can save billions of dollars, why on earth isn't every single supply chain using it right now? Well, the answer is that the hardest problem isn't actually the code. The hardest problem is corporate cooperation.
And nothing illustrates that human problem better than the rise and fall of TradeLens. So TradeLens was this platform developed for global shipping. And make no mistake, the underlying technology was totally viable. It was brilliant. But shipping companies are fierce rivals, and a lot of them just flat out refuse to join a platform heavily backed by a competitor. Because of that lack of industry-wide cooperation, shipping giant Merck announced they were discontinuing the platform in 2022. By 2023, it was totally offline. It's such an ironic failure, right? Even a technically flawless shared platform is really just a very expensive empty database if it doesn't have a committed network of cooperating rivals.
So if it has these blind spots, and if cooperation is literally that difficult, why are companies still pouring billions into this? Let's move to our final section, Section 6, redesigning where trust lives and the true value. Because when companies actually do manage to cooperate, the true value is just transformational. Blockchain isn't going to magically force dishonest suppliers to tell the truth, but it fundamentally redesigns accountability. The real, hard financial value of supply chain transparency comes from highly pragmatic, everyday business operations. When a network is built right, you get those incredibly fast product recalls, like the 2.2-second mango trace. You get reduced fraud, way fewer invoice disputes between logistics partners, automated regulatory compliance, better inventory visibility, stronger resale markets, and ultimately, a huge boost in customer confidence. So it's not some magical tech fix, it's a radical upgrade to everyday business efficiency. Which leaves us with the ultimate takeaway today. The right question for a business to ask isn't just, should we use blockchain? No. The real question is, do multiple organizations need a shared, tamper-resistant history, and can they actually govern it together? The future of global logistics isn't just about writing better code, folks. It's about building systems of shared governance.
Ultimately, blockchain isn't replacing trust, it's redesigning exactly where trust lives. And that brings us to the end of today's explainer. Next time around, we're going to uncover another fascinating business mystery, the last-mile delivery problem, why it costs everything. We'll be doing a deep dive into why those final few kilometers of getting a package to your front door are often the absolute most difficult and expensive part of the whole shebang. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one. If you found this explainer helpful, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you can stay curious and stay ahead in the world of global business. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.